you guys? Welcome back to my channel, The Unpopular Party, hosted by me, Malik Taylor, and today we're just gonna be doing a video on baddies because I feel like I haven't did a video on baddies in a good little minute, and it's for a lot of various reasons which led to this video about, like, you know, are we burnt out with baddies? Because I noticed a lot of people really haven't been talking about it as much, and it's just gonna be a accumulation of all my think pieces, I guess you could say. I do want to clarify, like, this is not like an anti-baddies or anti-Zeus video, because I do feel like those videos are just as repetitive. I see people, hey, I don't watch baddies, and the world still kept going. It's not one of those videos because people actually do like the show. It's just a discussion piece. But before we get into that, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel just yet, I guess you're just not a pretty person, because pretty girls love Malik Taylor, pretty boys love Malik Taylor, pretty people love Malik Taylor. So if you want to feel like a pretty person and just watch your skin magically clear, you just all of a sudden get that job, just life just gets better for you, then subscribe to the Unpopular Party, the prettiest unpopular crew you will ever meet. Yeah, I like that. Okay, all right, y'all, without further ado, let's just jump straight into this breakdown. So, baddie burnt out, what is that? Well, with a creator like me who is kind of known for doing Zeus topics and deep dives and recaps and stuff like that, one thing I haven't really just been doing is doing the recaps as of late with the show, which is not really kind of out the normal for me, because I did started doing recaps for the show, but I kind of just took a step back from it because I was like, oh, I may not caught the show on a Sunday, so I didn't want to rush and try to do it. Now, I was the type of person, you know, I'll just kind of watch it throughout the week and whenever I catch it, but it's kind of how I still was able to grasp and keep my audience, because I was like, well, if I'm not going to do the recaps, I still want to come up with creative ways to still talk about Zeus topics. So that's how the exposed videos came along and other stuff. And I got back into the deep dives last year around what Baddies Midwest, because I didn't have nothing to talk about. So I was like, well, we can do the recaps, and it just kind of went from there. But with the new season of Baddies Africa and this newer season of Baddies Gone Wild, I just have not been able to do a recap because, for one, like I said in my previous video, us content creators, we've been outside, I've been on the go, I've been just going to place. So I figured, I said, well, I'll just do what I normally do, which is just one big recap at the end of the season. But then I also noticed something. I can't even talk about the show because I have not watched the show in such a long time. I think the last episode I saw, Baddies Africa, LCK, I kid you not, I think I'm like 5 weeks behind on Baddies, and I also just really haven't had the urge to go back to watch it. I noticed that feeling I'm feeling, a lot of people have been feeling that as well. Well, not a lot of people, but I noticed my TL is not really talking about it as much. I noticed people are not really talking about it as much. I noticed it's just not really hitting the same. Why is that? Well, I have a couple reasons as to why this has happened, which leads me back to the phrase, baddie burnt out. Are you feeling the feeling of baddie burnout? Baddie burnout can range from feeling fatigued, drained, or just tired watching the show. Kind of like Cash Dog was at the auditions. I think a lot of us were just burnt out with the show. With baddies, we don't really get a chance to miss them. We get done watching, what, X amount of 20 weeks of Baddies Midwest, and then as soon as the show stopped, boom, we're on to the auditions.
She's just trying to go to school!
So then we see the auditions, and boom, as soon as we're done with the auditions, we're on to the next season. And normally on paper, that sounds amazing because you're getting content back to back to back. But I always look at Zeus Never as shock content style of content. The content is not really something that's just like digestible. It's just like, oh, it's just shock factor. Eventually after a while, that gets tiring. Eventually after a while, that gets draining. Eventually after a while, you kind of get tired of seeing people fight for their lives. Something that just could have been background noise eventually starts to get a little extreme when you start seeing them like they have a bloodbath like every week. One of the last things I saw on Baddies Gone Wild was the individual Daisy. She had ripped Baddie's actual hair. She ripped out her braid.
I seen Baddie her in Daisy hand. I really feel bad for her right now because I know she feel a lot of wind, like on the side of her damn head. Like, them just the type of bitches that I don't fight.
About you, I would never say that. Everything I spoke about her was all positive shit. I swear, that's what hurt me. And then she comes up to me telling me she runs this house, that she can kick me out the house whenever she wants to. Like, what the fuck? No.
And which watching something like that, that's pretty extreme. That's pretty brutal. You know, Baddie had every reason to feel attacked, because it's one thing to just have an altercation. Like, you know, where, you know, you hit me, I hit you, you got a busted lip. But pulling out somebody's hair, that's attacking their identity, especially as a woman. You're attacking her womanhood. So eventually, after a while of consuming this content non-stop, it just gets to be a much. You begin to develop fatigue with the show. And another thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, Love Island just kind of came in and just swooshed everything out the algorithm. I'm telling you, Love Island this season just had everybody tuned in. If Love Island didn't have everybody tuned in last season, it definitely had them tuned in this season. And before you know it, my whole TL was filled with, how do you feel about Huda? Oh my gosh, Shelly, Alandria, Taylor, Clark, Ace, da-da-da. That's all people was talking about. And that buzz was so hype, it just, nobody was really checking for baddies. I was going to Love Island watch parties. I was rooting for Amaya Papaya.
I never said I didn't have any flaws, but at least I'm pretty, and at least I'm a little funny, and at least I'm my own best friend.
Sunday became a day designated for me wanting to check out Love Island. I could care less about baddies. And it was getting to a point I knew I had to go back and catch the episode of Love Island if I missed it. Oh, I have to see what happened on Love Island. And that also brought me to some other theories. Stay with me now. It made me realize a lot of people didn't really like Zeus Network. We just kind of tolerated it because it was the only thing on TV. We just kind of checked it out because we didn't have nothing else to watch. But the second we saw something else that really grasped our attention and was digestible, oh baby, we jumped like a sinking ship. Shows like Love Island just shows it's refreshing. We miss just TV. We miss just seeing, you know, lighthearted drama. We miss just seeing people not only have fun, but also have a sense of drama that just didn't lead to the unthinkable. Baddies is just one of those shows where it takes a lot out of you after you see it. You get done feeling like you just watched 50 minutes of brainwash, opposed to a show like Love Island. You feel, oh my gosh, I can't wait to the next episode. And then another thing that I felt like kind of messed me up, I tried to go back and watch an episode of Baddies Gone Wild, because Love Island is done now. You begin to see how poorly edited this show is. You begin to see like how chaotic this show is. You begin to see like, what is going on here? You begin to realize that Baddies has lost its plot. Now, that's not for me to just sit here and just completely talk down upon Baddies, because like I said, this is not a strike against Baddies. I think Baddies as a TV show do not work, but Baddies as an aesthetic just works better. As much as I can talk down upon Baddies, I know when I was doing my Love Island review, it's fun. I'm sorry, it's just fun to say, come get your Love Island chain. Baddies has really polarized a lot of stuff within the entertainment industry when it comes to baddie chain. Baddie, baddie, shot o'clock. Baddie, baddie, it's just fun to say that.
Baddie, baddie, shot o'clock. Baddie, baddie, shot o'clock.
It's fun to be, Alina, baddies, pose for me. And I can't even lie, although I don't like the fact that they just let them go wild and fight at the auditions, the idea of the little baddies ticket is cute. It's pink, congratulations. It's a cute aesthetic.
You get a motherfucking ticket, bitch, and you gonna exit laugh like you the baddest in this motherfucker. Period.
The aesthetic of Baddies is fun, but when you actually sit down and watch the show, unless you're a kid or a high schooler, it begins to become repetitive. That's why OGs like Scotty and them, it's like, what are we still fighting for? What do I have to fight y'all over? I don't want to fight anymore. I'm tired. We've been filming, we've been doing this for how long? I am tired. I've been fighting y'all since Hawaii. I don't want to fight anymore. We done went to this beautiful country. Like, I am tired. And then from what I'm hearing, Dolly and them have turned into just such hypocrites. I'm hearing they need to owe Jayla and them an apology because y'all done spent, what, all season fighting these girls for what y'all doing. And now they fighting and doing all this stuff in the club. It just goes back to it being repetitive. It just goes back to you feeling like Baddies has really lost its plot. Now notice how I stated Baddies and not necessarily Zeus Network. Well, the reason why I honed in on Baddies because shows like Jocelyn's Cabaret is returning. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of looking forward to checking that out and seeing what they bring, because unlike Baddies, we actually get enough time to miss the Cabaret crew. That's the formula that works. Once we get tired of seeing Natalie and Scotty and Dolly and Lex and them, okay, you know, what Nick and them doing? What Danny and Andrea them doing? What they doing? And that's how it kind of is supposed to work. I used to always say, you know, why don't they just do it where the Cabaret is in right now? We get a break from the Baddies girl, and then we check back into the Baddies universe, and then we just bounce back and forth. I don't feel like they should have been airing Baddies Gone Wild and Baddies Africa at the same time, because it's just, Same stuff, different location, you know? That's what, 2 hours back to back of just hearing people yell, fight, and scrap over stuff that really doesn't matter. I think that's another thing too. The storyline is not there. At least with Jocelyn's Cabaret, because you know, Jocelyn's Cabaret, it didn't have its seasons, but Jocelyn's Cabaret and them know their personality. Jocelyn told them, shut up, go to your room. Yes, ma'am. We may not agree with it and may not like it, but that's that world. Baddies is still trying to figure out what are they doing? You know, who are we? I thought we were supposed to get to the bad. Are we still supposed to get to the bad? You know, do you want a baddie chain? It's just about, I don't know. I don't know. Now, is it completely over for Zeus Network? I don't think so. They're just gonna have to just look at how people absorb content nowadays, because now I see they're trying to tap in on the Love Island universe and they're trying to do Love Cap. Zeus, we're not trying to strip y'all of y'all identity. We know this is the network that give it up. We know y'all gonna fight. But we also don't want to just sit through 50 minutes of just fighting for no reason. If you're going to capitalize on this Love Island stuff, you know, make it work. Actually put some people in the house, give them some challenges. We know they're going to have like a little scuffle here and there, but kind of do it like a BGC style. Okay, if y'all get into it, break it up, and then after a while, look, y'all just can't be in here fighting all the time. It's gonna have to be some type of consequences. You're going to have to go home. And I think that's also what worked in Love Island favor. It kind of like got you together real quick. There was consequences. Yulissa said what she said, you gotta go. And we're gonna have to do another recoupling. Sierra did what she did, you have to go. And we're going to have to do a recoupling. It's kind of strict over here. Zeus kind of plays into like the laws of human nature, where you have a society that has no rules, but eventually it gets boring. Yeah, I know they can fight, but it's not exciting no more. Especially when there's no big build of a storyline. Okay. And then we just see the same cycle. Same girls fighting, arguing. They just go to a different location, and then you got the same girls talking about something they finna expose to never. I saw Anna posting like, oh, she finna expose everything about Lemmy, Natalie, whatever. Although what she might just say may be valid, it's like, I feel like we see the same tug and pull game every time. It's nothing y'all can say about Zeus and Natalie and Lemmy that we don't already know. It's like we're seeing the girl who cried exposing Zeus Network. We done seen this same song and dance game every time, and it kind of reneges or just take your argument away when we see you go back. I remember Jayla pulled that when she was like, she exposed the network, but she was like, never mind y'all. I remember Stunning Girl. Stunning Girl exposed the network for how long? Matter of fact, half of the ammunition that a lot of Zeus exposed people like myself had came from Stunning Girl. And you went right back to the network. It kind of just shows, okay, well, how bad is the company? Y'all still going back, y'all still participating in this. It's just, yeah. But yeah, hopefully Zeus and the Baddies people just can find their footing again, because now, this is the real talking point, it's getting to a point it just feels forced, okay? It's getting to a point it doesn't feel genuine no more. It's getting to a point, okay, these girls come on the show and they're just fighting, not because they have an issue, but because they feel like it's gonna get on them extra 15 minutes so they can get a baddie chain. You guys don't have issues no more. Like, I remember when I was looking at Baddies Gone Wild a couple weeks ago, and Natalie, I mean, are y'all gonna call that house meeting? Or are y'all gonna, I mean, this is how, that's not how it works. You're not supposed to orchestrate and just let it flow naturally, especially with the Baddies Gone Wild girls. It's like Natalie, what are you doing? These girls can't do the show on their own. You don't have to just be here trying to force a moment. And that's why I say Zeus Network work when it comes to just shock factor stuff. But that's about it. Eventually it can only work for so long. And that's why I feel like ain't nobody really just been talking about it. Like, of course you'll have like a little people here and there talking about it, but I don't know. I think we kind of getting sick of Baddies. But the show still is gonna live on. It still has its footing. It still has its audience, and it still has enough information for me to still make my creative Zeus Network videos, which I do have another one coming out. Yeah, baddie burnout is real, and I think that's what a lot of people is experiencing. You know, another show came along that was kind of refreshing, and it kind of showed us we never really just liked Zeus Network. We just kind of tolerated it because we had nothing else to watch. It wasn't like a genuine watch. It was just like a hate watch. Like, look at these girls. Oh.
Clap if you understand what I'm saying.
But yeah, y'all, that's all that I have for this video. It's just a quick little think piece video. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Put all your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!